The king in the north! The king in the north!
Yo, as always, like, share, subscribe. Now let's just get into it. So I asked y'all to drop me questions, and y'all did. So let's just go. First question. Appreciate the comment, John Blaze. He says, "Do you think JJ will pass the single season TD record of 25 by Elvis Gerbach and Chad Henne?" I believe it'll be close. Because if he would have started from the beginning of the season, I'd say definitely. But the fact that we're in game 4 and he's only got 3 touchdowns because he only played two and a half, maybe a full game pretty much, that he's a little behind the 8 ball in that, seeing as we're a running team, or supposed to be. But he'll probably be close. But if he started from the beginning of the season, he definitely would have broke that probably. Appreciate the comment, Stephen Brown. He says, "In all honesty, with as deep as this team has shown to be, despite the competition, is it a stretch to think that Michigan can go into Columbus and beat O State by 17 or more, seeing how bad O State still is on defense?" Honestly, to me that still has to be seen, because from the way I look at it, bro, is we still have to see how good this team is with the pass rush, things like that. Offensively, against better competition, can we run like we want to on better competition, or is this a passing team? Because I'm still trying to see if this maybe is a passing team, which I think it might be. I think we might be better at passing than running this year, as far as consistency and big plays. But that's still yet to be seen. But so I can't really answer that. But yeah, I believe it's possible, because they still got some problems. To me, their pass defense isn't that good. I think they can run kind of more of a blitz heavy scheme. So that can always be exploited. And of course, on defense, dealing with their offense, you want to have 2 safeties back, blitz when you can and when it's smart. But will Ryan Day be patient and not try to just go for big plays? Will he actually try to run the ball? And can they run the ball on us? Because they couldn't last year. So it's possible. Appreciate the comment from Wolf of South Beach. "Do you believe Andrel Anthony should be starting over Cornelius Johnson? It seems to me every game Johnson makes a bonehead play that kills the momentum of the game." That's a good question. Honestly, Cornelius probably starts because he's a good blocker and he's your prototypical receiver, and he's been starting for two years now. But honestly, I don't feel like we used these first 3 games to see what we have at receiver. Those first 3 games was a great time to really see what Andrel can do, to see what maybe Clemens could do. Get these guys in the game earlier, and see what they can do. Andrel they haven't given this dude the chance to do anything. I would have been switching him out a lot with some of these other dudes and just, seeing who takes the step in game, because practice isn't the game. So let's see who steps up when the lights are brightest and maybe gets open more than he does in practice, or maybe makes big time catches, big plays when the lights are the brightest. Like, we didn't really give those guys a chance. It was really just Cornelius, Ronnie, and Roman Wilson getting all the reps, which that wasn't smart to me. But should he start over Cornelius? I wouldn't say that yet, but he definitely should have got more throws, more targets. He didn't get really any. Appreciate the comment, DAS. He says, "What do you think of the pressure our front 7 put on? We did not touch their QB or wreck their backfield. If you're talking about the last game, we got to understand what's going on. I mean, yeah, we didn't really pressure them like that, but we really didn't need to. They were 4 of 17 for like 17 yards passing. So early in the game, and this is the thing, early in the game we were blitzing. They try to get rid of it early. That's what teams are doing, because second half we're up so much that we're going vanilla, and we're not like against UConn. We really called the dogs off in the second half. We didn't blitz at all, and that's why we weren't really getting a pass rush. So that could be a problem, but we'll have to see. But from what I say from the last game, we called the dogs off, and their pass game was just abysmal. So it's hard to take a bead on it. But when he did scramble around, like I said in my last video, I didn't see speed getting to him. So to me, Anoma needs to start. He needs to start. Like, they need to slowly get him ready to start, at least by Penn State. He may need to start against Maryland, but against Penn State, he needs to be starting. And for the rest of the season, like Jalen Harrell, he's good on the other side. He's kind of he's shaping up to be something that I really like. But Mike Morris, I'd move him to the inside on 3rd and longs and passing downs. Move him to the inside. Let Anoma be the edge rusher. Let's see. Lauren People says, do you think our defense is all around more aggressive than last year, or is it the level of competition, or both? I think they're more aggressive, and I think you got a higher caliber of athlete starting at some of these positions. Like, you got Rod Moore, RJ Moden, and Makari Page. So Brad Hawkins wasn't just his caliber wasn't that high. So he was good in like run support and things like that, but his ceiling isn't as high as these dudes. And as far as being aggressive, like if we're talking about blitzing, like the scheme, I believe, is more aggressive than last year. And that might be because it has to be until they see who's going to take that step on the edge. So the aggressiveness, I think, comes because they want to blitz more this year. And that's what they do in the NFL. These guys come from the NFL. So those blitz packages in the NFL, third and 6 and 7, they blitzing most of the time. They trying to get that ball out of the quarterback's hand as soon as possible, make him make a bad throw, and just get rid of it. So that's why you have to take a step back with the pass rush, because I believe our scheme is for us to blitz more when it's 3rd and long in these situations. The goal isn't just to get the sack. Sacks are great. Yeah, an early down sack, a 1st and 10 sack is beautiful. You get them in a 2nd and 17 or a 2nd and 15. But a lot of the things that we're trying to do is blitzing on like 3rd passing downs. So you just get the ball out of his hands. You don't need a sack. You just need an incompletion. That's what you need. So that's kind of our scheme now, is being aggressive to make the quarterback get rid of the ball and get the punt. You don't have to get the sack, as long as it's an incompletion. Appreciate the comment, Ross Hickson. He says, I know we all hope, but do you think they'll open up the floodgates for JJ to do his thing now that we're in Big Ten play? And do you think Tuck coming? Because after Saturday, I definitely think Tuck coming to hand Paul Bunyan to Harbaugh personally. I like that. But I think as the season goes along and they start to really trust JJ and understand what he's capable of, I think they'll open up the offense more for him to throw downfield. And we have to take these first 3 games with a grain of salt, because Michigan knew they were going to beat them guys, so it's a vanilla offense. You know what I'm saying? It's a vanilla. They're not going to show you everything. The first 2 games, Cade and JJ ran the same plays, like when they were starting, pretty much. So yeah, it's vanilla, and they should open it up more. But I think because game to game it's different. You know, some games you'll be able to run it better. Some games you'll be able to pass it better. Now, normally our bread and butter was the run game. So this is I'm waiting to see how our offense plays against better competition, whether we can run on Penn State or do we have to throw on Penn State, or can we run on Iowa, or will JJ have to sling it around? I'm waiting to see exactly how good this offensive line, even though we had guys injured and stuff like that, to see what's this offensive line best at. Because if your offensive line ain't creating holes, you can have the best running back in the world back there. It ain't gonna matter. You need a good offensive line, good at run blocking if you want to run it all the time. Because JJ really doesn't take sacks when he's in there. He got sacked this week when he was rolling out trying to make a play. He could have threw that ball away and it wouldn't have been a sack. He got sacked for like 3 or 4 yards, I believe. He could have threw that away if he wanted to, but he was just trying to make something happen. So I'm trying to see what this offensive line does best. I'm still not sure of it yet. And as far as Michigan State, I believe their pass defense is still suspect. You know what I'm saying? Their pass defense is still suspect. But what I will say about Michigan State, they don't roll over. So if you get a lead on them, they're gonna keep fighting. They're gonna keep fighting. You got to take it from them. They ain't just gonna roll over. You got to really take it from them. Same as last year. We got up and they said, okay, let's go. You got to take it from them. They won't just give you the game. You got to really take it from them. All right. Now, appreciate the comment, Captain. I'm not sure what this is. Also, how is it that our defensive line looks so good against the run but so bad against the pass? Our run defense looks like 2016, but our pass defense looks like we are relying on island corners all the time. Is this deliberate, or are our ends not playing well? I guess it just depends on what part of the it's a blessing in disguise, because our corners, Jamon Green and DJ Turner, are playing very well. So as the defensive coordinator, you can try more things. You can do more blitzes and leave these guys on islands, at least so far we see, because you can get away with it. So if you can get away with it, why not bring more blitzes and things like that? Now, if it's because of the D ends not getting there? I wouldn't say that so much. Because I think that's just part of their scheme. They see what they can get away with, because I believe they want to blitz more in certain situations, like I was saying earlier. So, and also I believe they're trying to figure out the rotation in the D-line, like who exactly they want and who does what best. I think they're still trying to see that, which they better figure it out fast, because these real games coming up pretty soon. But I would just believe it's the scheme. You can get away with having Jamon and DJ on an island for the most part. So if you can get away with it, you're going to do it a lot of the times. So that's just what I feel about it. That's what I think about it. But I wouldn't say that the D-line is playing that bad against them. I believe because the first half we played pretty well. Second half, we didn't blitz at all or anything. It was just rushing 4, rushing 3, and the guy was trying to scramble around and making plays. And he still wasn't making plays, but the pursuit wasn't there. So and I did notice it, so I see what you're saying. I did notice that. Appreciate the comment. I'm not sure what that says. Saka Cali. What are you most concerned about right now, and do you think Bowman should be the backup? What I'm concerned about is I'm concerned about two things right now. One is the identity of this team on offense. Normally, Michigan, we want to be a run team. I'm not sure that that's our best option this year. I'm still trying to wait and see if that's our best option. I'm not sure it is. Because I'm not seeing, normally when you play teams like we're playing, you see long runs. Like last year when we played these teams, and it could be because the offensive line has had injuries, But normally when you play these teams like this, you see long runs, like big runs, like 60, 70, 80 yards, 50 yards. Not really seeing those types of runs like that. So I'm debating if this offensive line if this is a running team like Harbaugh wants it to be. So that's my question on the offense. And for the defense, my biggest concern is, just like the rest of y'all, can we get pressure without blitzing? And are they? And when we don't get pressure, do you have the right guys on the field? I believe you have to get Anoma ready to be a starter. I think he has to start, because I'm not seeing it consistently. Mike Morris, he's too slow. So I'd say McGregor or Anoma have to, on passing downs, they have to be in with Jalen Harold as the edge rushers. And do I think Bowman should be the backup? No, I think Davis Warren should be the backup. Bowman's, I haven't seen that much good stuff from Bowman at Michigan. To me, Davis Warren looks like he should be the backup. Appreciate the comment. Q-Raw82, he says, you catch the Maryland game, they got some dudes. Real test for this D. Night and day from the FCS teams we've been playing. Yeah, they got some dudes, but their defense is garbage. They barely beat, who did they play yesterday? They barely beat, SMU. Yeah, they barely beat SMU yesterday. 34-27. So yeah, they got some dudes, but their defense is garbage. But it'll be a step up in competition, because Baby Tua can sling it, and they got some big athletes at receiver. So yeah, it'll be a good test for the pass defense that we're worried about, to see what they can do against better competition. Let's see. Appreciate the comment, Robert Kelly. I'm not thrilled with the pass rush off the edge. Seeing the competition going up, looks like more blitzing will be needed. This to me will open up the door to increase of man-to-man with no over-the-top help. Yeah. If we can't get a consistent pass rush without blitzing, we're gonna have to blitz, and it's gonna be more guys one-on-one, which we don't want. So we just gotta hope that, I think Anoma can get pressure. Honestly, I think he can get pressure. I think it's just certain matchups that we put in, like Mike Morris. You can't consistently have him as the edge rusher. He's just not that type of dude. But like Anoma, McGregor, Harold, those dudes look like they've got what it takes to consistently get to the pass to the quarterback and make him rush a throw by themselves. So on those downs, I'd rock with those three, and I'd move Mike Morris inside on those downs. I wouldn't take him off the field. I'd just move him inside, because that's a better matchup for him, honestly. Let's see. Lauren People says, is it me not recognizing, or are we running plays through JJ that we haven't run in a very long time, like years? Yeah, I believe you're talking about probably the pistol plays, because I haven't seen us run much. I don't think we ran much pistol last year. I don't care for it that much. Well, I don't mind the pistol, but I don't like running the read out of it. To me, I don't think the quarterback gets good momentum on it. You know what I'm saying? Like, just the way it's set up, I don't think the quarterback gets enough momentum to try to run the read. To me, I think he runs it a half step slow. But yeah, we're seeing bigger plays. When you got a dude that can do more, you can run more. You know what I'm saying? You got more options. The playbook opens up, even if that's not what you were talking about, the pistol. But yeah, with JJ, he can do more, so you can run more things. And that's what you want to do. Open it up. because with Cade being hurt, I'm not sure how much JJ will be running the read with Cade hurt these first few games. Because you don't want to run this dude. You don't want to run him when you don't have to. Like the last 2 games, you don't want to run him a lot because you can win without it. But like if we're playing Penn State or Michigan State or Ohio State, you want to run that dude 20 times if you have to. If that's what you have to do to win, is have him scramble and read and do things like that. So yeah. Appreciate the comment. The Warrior Wall says, why is our rival still complaining about our schedule still? Plus, do you feel we have more on offense we have yet to see? They're complaining because they'll complain about anything. It took me a while to just realize that they're just talking trash. They're just going to say anything. Even though they might have an easy schedule or whatever, or somewhat easy, but it's just trash talk. They're going to say anything. Like it matters. It doesn't matter. Like if you got 3 cupcakes in the beginning of the season, okay, you're still gonna have to beat some good teams later on. Like, and if we don't beat them, then it's okay. We lost now. If we prove to blow them out too, then okay, this team is really for real. But it's all gonna be worked out because we're gonna have these big games and we're going to have to prove ourselves. So it's all going to work out, but they just talk trash. And do I feel the more we have more to the offense we have yet to see? Oh, yeah. They didn't show that much in these first 3 games. They didn't show that much. I expect to see more downfield throws and things like that, and more jet sweeps, more reverses, things like that. I think they're going to start opening up. You're going to they're slowly just going to start opening the offense all the way up. And you have to get JJ comfortable with everything, bringing more plays, more schemes, more options off of certain plays. Because everything you do, this is how I feel, and this is how I would. Everything you do, you want to use it to set up something else. So when they take that away, that's what you wanted them to do. Now I'm going here. Like example, I'll throw to the flat. If I keep throwing it to the flat, now you're going to be more aware about the flat. I knew you would be. Now I'm throwing quick slants. I'm going to slant you to death. Now that I'm doing slants, you're going to bring your safeties down and try to play tighter coverage. Now I'm trying to go deep. Because you've brought your safeties down probably, or you're playing tighter man coverage. Now I want to go deep because you done played too tight. So now my guys can burn you off the line and I can get deep. So everything I do, I want it to work off of something else. It's chess. It's not checkers. Make you do this so I can do this. Now I'm doing this. You counter. I wanted you to counter so I can do this. The real thing I want to do, throw bombs. So that's how I think about the game, and I feel like that's how most coordinators should do it. I run jet sweep. I'll bring in the jet sweep every time. I'll give it to him first. Just like the Georgia game. I don't want to rant too long, but I wanted to say this because I've been thinking about it a while. Just like the Georgia game. We got a big play from Roman Wilson. We get in the red zone. A.J. Henning comes on a jet sweep. We don't give it to him. We fake it. We fake it, and K gets sacked. That's Gaddis's mistake, because you don't get a good or great defense to bite on something you haven't ran yet. So if he's running a jet sweep, you got to give it to him so they can react to it the next time. You give it to him. Now the next time you fake it to him. You have to establish certain things first before you counter it. So you give the jet sweep. Now they're reacting to it. Now I fake the jet sweep and try a play action off of it. So I feel like Gaddis was just trying to do big plays before he set it up. You come out with the flea flicker right off top. You haven't established the run yet. So it's just certain things you have to do. And then they counter, you counter. Let's see. Appreciate the comment, Jim Harbour. Do you think Michigan Penn State will be a top 10 matchup? I hate Penn State, but they look legit. It probably will be. They've got Central and somebody else not that good. I think they got Northwestern after that. I think they got Northwestern. Let me see. Yeah, I think Penn State's got Central Michigan, then they got Northwestern. Yeah, so they've got Central, then Northwestern. So they should be most likely a top 10 team by the time we play, which is 2 weeks away. So, yeah. I mean, and I'm taking certain things I'm seeing with grains of salt. Like, Penn State ran over the last two teams they played, but Auburn's not good. Like, Auburn's not good. Their run defense isn't good. Like, they're just not a good team. And then the team they played before that is like some smaller school. So I'm still trying to see if their run offense is legit. Because I know their offensive line is still troubled in the pass blocking. And I think teams are going to have trouble trying to run against us. Like, this run defense we have, I think it's going to be one of the best we've had in the last few years. Let's see. Appreciate the comment, Manuel Riggins. Did they give JJ the Cade passing package yesterday? Why do our shortest players get the most targets on offense and we don't stretch the defense vertically? Now, that I'm not sure about. I'm not sure why they're not stretching the field like that, but it definitely concerns me. But the offense is trying to be so balanced right now. They're trying to be balanced. So they want to get JJ his and then Corum his. But I definitely would like to see them stretch the field. But you have to, with the guys we have, like Roman Wilson, Ronnie, I like the screen game. Like, I want them to throw screens. They should throw at least 5 or 6 of them a game, honestly, if the matchup is right. They should throw at least 5 or 6 of them a game. But you also have to stretch the field to make defenses defend the whole field. So that's what I think about that. And with your shortest, yeah, they definitely need to get it to Cornelius, 6'3", get it to Andrell Anthony, especially in the red zone. So when they get in the red zone, especially with JJ, somebody that can put it right on the money, fades, back shoulder throws, those are things you have to do, and that's easy offense if you've got the receiver and the quarterback on the same page. Those are easy plays to do. I mean, not easy, but you get guys, they put in the work, they can make it look easy. So they definitely need to start going to those two because they're big in the red zone. Let's see. Captain says, how concerned are you with both lines? I'm concerned. I'm concerned with the pass rush. Well, I'm concerned with the edge rushers. That's what I'm concerned about right now. And the offensive line, I'm concerned with the run blocking. I'm not sure how I'm still waiting to see how good this team is at run blocking. So that's yeah, I'm concerned. if you put it a number to it, I'd say 7. But the reason I'm not too concerned with the offensive line is because in both of the lines, because the offensive line, if you can't run that well, the pass defense, I mean the pass protection still looks good to me. Unless Cade is in there, then it doesn't look good. But when JJ's in there, it looks good. So I'm just trying to see what this offensive line does best. As a unit, even if somebody's hurt, what do they do best? The defensive line, it worries me, but I'm still trying to see how good this secondary is. It looks to be good, really good. But how good are they? Are they Jordan Lewis and I forget David Long good, where they can be on an island one-on-one? all game type good, well, that's what we're waiting to see. Because if they are, then it won't matter that much because we can blitz a little bit more. And zone blitz, things like that. Because just because you blitz, that don't mean you have to be in a man. You can still run zones and blitz. Appreciate the comment, Michigan man. It's a great day to be a Michigan Wolverine. The Lions both win and Shard. Good comments. The Warrior Wall says, do you think the Washington game and the Michigan State game is the game we should have been watching to know how their offense is? I mean, their offense is about the same as last year. They just don't have Kenneth Walker. So they've got a big play offense. They want to run the ball, but I'm not sure how good their run game is this year. Kenneth Walker was a beast. I think people underrate how good he was and give Mel Tucker a lot of the credit when Kenneth Walker was just a monster. Like, he would make dudes miss behind the line. He just made dudes miss tackles like crazy, and he ran like a 4.3. Dude was unbelievable. So their offense is about the same as it always is. They want to establish the run and get big plays in the passing game. So, and they don't quit. So it's about the same as last year. They just don't have the best running back in the nation this year. So it's different for them. Like, so, yeah, the offense is about the same as last year. It ain't nothing different, really different or special about it. No Kenneth Walker, and Reed was out. Their top receiver that gave us a headache, pretty much gives everyone a headache. He didn't play yesterday, so that also helps Washington too. So, but yeah, they're not doing nothing different that's just so much different from last year. It's just they don't have as good of players, like you can say with our pass rush. So those were all the questions, I believe. Y'all dropped a lot of questions, and I got long-winded, but it happens. So like, share, subscribe. I'll probably be dropping the Maryland video either later today or tomorrow. But as always, go Blue.
It's great to be a Michigan Wolverine.